Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the hidden muscle most responsible for causing cervicogenic headaches. I'm going to talk about why this muscle is important, and I'm going to give you 3 exercises to get fast relief. Let's dive into the video right now. Well, welcome back to another episode of Physio Tips with Mauro. I'm your host, Mauro Burnett. For those of you that are new to the channel, I've been a physiotherapist for 24 years, specializing in the care of cervical instability, cervical headaches, and cervical dizziness. Over my career, I've been able to help thousands of patients recover from these terrible disorders. In today's episode, we're going to talk about cervicogenic headaches. You might be asking, what exactly is a cervicogenic headache, and how can I tell a cervicogenic headache from a tension or migraine headache? Those would be great questions. Cervicogenic headache, by definition, is a secondary order headache where pain in the upper neck, an orthopedic problem, irritates nerves that go off to your head and face, and they cause a nasty headache. It happens a lot more than we think. Today's modern world, with mobile devices and computers and sitting at desks all day, neck problems are on the rise. So if you get frequent headaches and you have tenderness at the base of your head, you can even feel around and palpate, that's one of the signs that you may have cervical headaches. If you have limited range of motion, maybe you can't quite turn as far one side or the other, or maybe it's up versus down, that's a second sign that you may have cervical headaches. And the last sign, and that's the point of this video, is weakness of your deep neck flexors. Muscles deep in the front of your neck. That is the hidden muscle that's most responsible for causing cervicogenic headaches that most people don't talk about. If you would like even more exercises, more tips, more home programs to help with cervicogenic headaches or cervicogenic dizziness, don't miss my new book coming out December 1st of this year, Cervicogenic Dizziness Relief, A Complete Guide to a Dizzy-Free Life. I'll put the link below. All right, let's get back to the video. You'll see videos where you're supposed to stretch your neck. That might give you temporary relief, but that's ineffective if you still have weakness in your deep neck flexors. Your deep neck flexors have 3 important roles. One of the roles of the deep neck flexors is it provides stability for the neck. The neck has 7 neck bones. There's a little bit of motion that's okay between the vertebra back and forth, but if your muscles become weaker, your vertebra will begin to slip outside that normal zone, and that's what we would call clinical instability of the neck or cervical instability. If you have cervical instability, it's easy for your vertebra to frequently pinch. That would restrict motion and cause pain. If you have pain anywhere in the top 3 joints, C1, C2, and C3, that could kick off a cervical headache. So, the studies show if you take 200 or 300 people with cervicogenic headaches, one of the most important ways you can tell is you'll find weakness in the deep neck flexors. The second important function of the deep neck flexors is it provides good posture for your neck. If you have poor deep neck flexor strength and endurance, you'll have kind of a jutted out chin, and you'll have kind of this forward head posture. If you stay in this type of jutted forward posture, it's going to tighten the muscles at the base of the head, the suboccipital muscles. If you're tight at the suboccipital muscles, that could be a big part of why you're getting cervicogenic headaches. So, posture, the curve of your neck. We'll always hear, especially chiropractors talk about this a lot. They'll go in, they'll say, hey, you know what, you've lost some of the curve of your neck. Then you'll see devices. Folks will say, oh, buy this device online, and if you lay down on this device so long, it'll give you your curve back. I hate to say it, but the curve of your neck is a byproduct of how well your deep neck flexors are functioning. There's nothing passive that you can do to restore that curve. It has to be regained through active exercise. So the deep neck flexor is super important for your posture. Number 3, clinical studies have shown when you strengthen the deep neck flexors, it is a pain reducer. One study looked at just a 3-minute dose of doing an exercise to strengthen the deep neck flexors, that had an immediate reduction in pain. So strengthening your deep neck flexors is crucial for reducing cervicogenic headaches. That's a great segue into our first exercise. If you do have weakness of your deep neck flexors, this is an exercise you can start with. And what we're going to do, we can do this sitting or standing. And what I'm going to do, I'm start with my chin in a nice neutral posture. I'm going to slowly bring my head up into extension. I want to keep it pain-free. Maybe I can only go this far pain-free. That's what I'll do. Then I'm going to curl my chin in and slowly bring it back down to neutral. Now, the deep neck flexors, they lengthen in a controlled manner to let my head go back. If I had no strength in my deep neck flexors, my head would just flop back. So this is a great way, a lengthening exercise, an eccentric exercise for your deep neck flexors. Slowly let it go back in a pain-free way, very controlled, very slow. Then you not tuck, but curl your chin in and bring it back down. That would be rep number 2. And you would try to start out with maybe 10 reps, curl the chin in, slowly bring it back down. Keep it pain-free, of course. Pain inhibits your muscles and weakens them, so we want all the exercises to be comfortable. But you get to where you could do 10 reps, build up to 2 or 3 sets of 10, and that could be a great twice-a-day exercise that you could do to start getting some activation of your deep neck flexors. I'll say this as a side note. Every time you grow tall through a slumped posture and you bring your chin to neutral, that also activates your deep neck flexors. So if you're sitting at a computer all day, every 15 minutes, if you grow tall from a slumped posture, bring your chin down to neutral and hold that for 10 seconds. That is a great exercise in itself to activate your deep neck flexors and to take stress off your sore joints. Definitely give it a try. Your neck will thank you for it. Now, let's look at another exercise. Maybe you've tried the going into extension and bringing it back down to neutral, and maybe your neck's just too sensitive. It's irritating your neck or causing pain. That happens sometimes. Here's an alternative exercise you could do. We're going to do an isometric. I'm going to take 2 fingers, put it underneath my chin, and very gently, my chin is going to go down into my fingers. My fingers are going to go up. So the chin's going down, my fingers are going up, and the 2 forces cancel each other out. So there shouldn't be any relative motion. You want to use 1 to 2% of your max strength. This is an easy exercise. You hold that for 5 or 6 seconds, and then you relax. A great way to do this is maybe you try this 5 times. Hold for 5 or 6 seconds, and relax. By the time you've completed 5 reps, that could be 1 set. Frequently for my patients, I'll give them an exercise that I call the 5-4-5-4-5. And what I mean by that is you hold for 5 seconds, you do it 5 times, and you do it 5 times a day. So if you get it home and you forgot how many you're supposed to do or how many times, just look at your hand. 5 seconds, 5 times a day. Now, for the last exercise, this is a traditional exercise that's been studied a lot. This is the lying down neck nod and hold. This was invented by Australian researchers at the University of Queensland. I did a great video on it, so I'm going to cut to a clip and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this at home. Let's cut to the clip right now. Do this on a yoga mat, etc. I've got a little bit of toweling. I made a little bit of a square so that my chin and my forehead are relatively level. If I don't have enough toweling, I might find myself kind of too far back, right? And then if you had maybe too much toweling, you might find yourself too far flexed. So get yourself comfortable. Then what we're going to do a nodding action, like I'm indicating yes. So I'm laying back. I look down at maybe like a 45-degree angle, maybe at some point above my knees. I can't really see the top of my knees, but I'm looking in that direction. And then I slowly and gently nod forward as if I'm indicating yes. Once I nod forward, I check with my hand to make sure that my muscles right here in the front, these big muscles that you can feel right underneath, I want to make sure that those muscles stay soft. This is a very slow, precise effort. I'm not lifting my head and I'm not pressing my head back. It's a very gentle exercise. I look down and I slowly, in a controlled manner, nod forward, make sure that my muscles are soft, and then I'm going to hold that for about 10 seconds. At the end of 10 seconds, I look back up, and then I slide back up to my start position. Check my neck, make sure it's soft, look down, slide down. At any point that I feel my muscles are getting firm or tight, that's where I would stop nodding. Look down, slide down, Great exercise for activating those deep neck flexors. Build up to where you could hold this for 10 seconds, rest for 3 or 4 seconds, and you could do this maybe 10 or 12 times. Great exercise. When you're laying down in the morning time, guess what? It's a great opportunity to try it. You're already lying down, or maybe in the evening when you're laying down to go to sleep at night, a great way to do it. Add it to your routine. It's been research proven to decrease neck pain, cervicogenic headaches. Well, there's the hidden muscle causing cervicogenic headaches, weakness of your deep neck flexors. Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode. And do me a favor, hit that like button if you got anything out of this video. Also, I love to hear your comments. If you try some of the exercises and you get some relief, drop me a message. I want to know about it. I try to answer all the comments. Well, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you next time on Physio Tips with Morrow.